haven't vlogged this in a while, so I thought I'd share you with the journey. I just pulled it out of the garage now. It's been in there for September 2024, so what's that? I can't think. 15 months? I haven't driven it since then. And I've only started it twice, I think, maybe once. And the starter motor's sticking, so that needs replacing. It was sticking quite a bit off the road. So it's a case of replacing that, to be honest. I'm sick of it, struggling. Nothing worse than a car that won't start. But yeah, it fired straight up then. Just put some fuel in it because it was empty. 2 tyres are a bit flat, so I'm pumping them up now. It's out because it's coming back to the road. It's its 40th birthday already. I think it was in November, October actually. So it is 40 now. I don't know if I'm just going to wait till April so it does it organically, or if I might just make the effort and go to the post office, do all that. Yeah. Do the this is my dog, by the way, who's just bloody jumped on me for fucking no reason. Ugh. A lot of niggles sorting. It runs and drives, and to be fair, apart from the starter motor, you can have a rest, you sound like you're dying. Apart from the starter motor, it does do it quite reliably. It hasn't really broke down in a couple of years. Before I took it off the road, obviously. The worst part is just lights, and I don't think the alternator's charging particularly well. Sunroof flew off at some point, so that's gonna have to go and be welded up because I'm sick of it. Never worked anyway. And I mean, it's not a particularly healthy charge, that is it, you know. And I've put my spare battery on it, but that one's dying anyway, so if I leave that a day or two, it's gonna be flat as a bloody pancake. So there's a lot of niggles. It needs to get ready. It needs to be finished painting. I'll attach a photo of a little AI render that I had done and give you a bit of an example, because I've never actually done that. I've never actually done an AI render of it. Never seen what it would look like finished. This door's dropped, or it was not put on properly, I can't remember. That needs to come up because it's sticking and annoying. It's hunting a bit. Temps are coming up nice, look at that. I'll do me. I don't seem to have coolant water. Temps. So that's something to address as well. But I need it ready for the end of the year, just after summer. But it is running well. Just remember, this noisy power steering pump is because there's a kink here in the pipe. Yeah, that sounds like it's charging though. Nope. So yeah, starter motor and alternator both need changing, if I'm honest. I'm not particularly pleased with them. At least the engine's sweet, isn't it? Although I did start smoking a bit on like extreme overrun. Nice to see none of the rust has come back. I've excited it now and it won't calm down. Got to finish making up the oil lines for the... It's a bit untidy down there, isn't it? Rust and wiring. Finish making the breather lines for the catch-can / oil separator system. Like stuff like this, it's just a bit untidy, and it leaks by here as well. It needs the little press gasket water thing putting in there. This one I don't like, it's long and ugly. I'd rather have a can that come like this. This by here I need a bit of a nice on there because it's a bit of an angle. These are actually off a CDH by Odd Kid Creations. They're not really designed for what I've got going on here. Anyway, I'm gonna take the pump off it now. I'm gonna take up the road a little. Well, I mean, it's driving. Not that I had any doubt. That diff has gotta go, and I hate it. Don't weld your diff, people. It's just stupid. Yeah, you can do skids, but you can't do much else. Like you just can't go around the corner. Parking. Oh, a scimitar. Ah, hello. Well, that's cool to see. Yeah, have a look. Very nice. You don't see stuff like that out there. Okay, you can stop the swing dive. Apologies. I think you bumped your head. Oh. Oh. It's not as fresh as I remember. Let's see in a second. This guy's nice to let me pass. I mean, it's driving alright. It's just a little smaller than anything. You can do the skipping there, can't you, on the back? This is stupid. Also, the brakes are pretty much non-existent. I'm pretty sure one of the vacuum lines has perished. Because that's just not doing anything. I've got to really put my weight on it. But she's running and driving. God, it sounds like a bag of nails though. It's like it's clanging at the back. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, it just needs some work, doesn't it? You know? how down you are in this car, especially in these seats. Absolutely on the floor. Oh, hit a tiny bit of boost there. Gotta get this whole girl up in the air and see what's all about. Particularly underneath, because it's been some time. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, hello. Well, that's held up lovely. So this whole back panel was replaced. I had a new panel I put in, and there was chassis repairs to the leg there. A bit dark. Needed a bit of a turch, which is hole in Welsh. Plating up. Let's get it up on the stands. So I haven't been under this in well over 2 years now. It's been in a garage that you've seen. That was well over a year and a half maybe. September I put it in, so it's January now. Up she goes. Never like jacking from this far under, because it limits your movement on the bar, you know. Did try using the wood as well, but it was just a bit sketchy. There's only like a small point of contact on that diff, and it's not great for wood. But you know, this jack goes up reasonably high on its own. Jesus, and we're maxed. Right, let's get a stand in place, shall we? That'll be the back. Just on the edge of the leaf spring, which is now sliding on, great. Let them drop a bit, level themselves out. There we are, lovely. Right, sticking to the back then, let's have a look. So, annoyingly, my rather new fuel tank's got a bit of a dent in it. Not even sure what I hit there. I thought it was a witness mark, but I think I did that with the jack handle just then. It's definitely a bit dented. All underneath there, all painted. Tank was out. All the back panel painted. Chassis legs a lot up above the beam. You can see one of my favourite modifications there, which is the awesome 2 links either side. There's a panhard there, so it's 3 linked on the back, and that to me is a must-have mod, because it just tightens up that back axle so much. And all those comments you heard about, oh, put a slab in the boot, put cement bag in the boot, put a bag of bloody whatever, put your mum in the boot, it's all relating to the back axle just being a bit loose. So that kit really stiffens it up and does away with any of that sort of crap. So getting annoyed at the comments now. It's like, mate, it does not handle like that anymore. You can just about see there my Spax adjustables on the back. I'm actually going to soften them off because I'm not going on track at any time soon, and it's just a bit firm for the road, you know. I do kind of want to lift the rear a little. It's just a bit low. It does scrub now and then, and it's a bit, yeah, so it's a bit low for my liking at times. You can see the wear witness there. It does catch, even though they're rolled within an inch of their life. So all in here you can see nice and painted, looking very nice. I should turn my torch on beforehand. Yeah, just holding up nice. Can't see there, it's too dark. Let's get under the sides here. Never had any problem with the sills on this car. They've always been solid, and these are the original ones. Ignore the absolute state of that. That was a very rough skim of filler after I did the arches on it. There was a hole there, so I don't know if that classes you as a sill or not. So the last bit of welding it had was this big plate here. It's been seam sealed, and then the whole thing's been painted. That one is actually old now. That's probably 10 years old, that repair there, to the spring hanger mount. I didn't do them. I had a very good welder who does it by trade. So annoyingly, I painted this side of the undercarriage, but I never did that side at the time. You can see there the bloody prop's been catching on the back box a little bit. No one to blame there but myself. I made the entire exhaust on this car. I even modified the existing standard manifold that's from a 2-litre blacktop, where it's been inverted and then converted to a T3 flange. That again was me, so not blaming anyone for the exhaust failures there, just myself. So the paint on here is held up lovely. There's not a spot of rust coming through. Quite happy with that. I was kind of concerned whether it was going to do the job, but it has. Is it me or is that mount hanging a bit low there? That looks like it's sticking through a bit much. I don't remember it being that bad. The exhaust flexie's taking a bit of a beating, look. Bit of a shame. I can see there when I've actually done my last modification to the exhaust, where there was actually a V-band in there, and it looks like I've taken it out and shortened it and just kept the V-band flange there and welded them back together. I think I needed to shorten it for something. I can't remember why I did that. Or maybe it's when I put that flexi in. Yeah, alright. Not too much oil seeping going on there either. Get a bit closer to the front without the fact I haven't jacked it up yet. I need to get my boot back on the bellows in there. You can see my bloody flywheel. I do need to reinstate the, what is it? Can't see. Where are we? There. Need to reinstate the speedo drive because it doesn't read at the minute because the circlip has gone pinged and flown out. Yeah, it's held up alright in here, isn't it? Not done many miles since the last time he was probably in bits. Let me get up and get this bonnet open for you. Right. Oh, there's a bit of a flex there. And there. Bloody fiberglass. That's annoying. Oh, they're on here too, look. Ah. Well, that's the reality of fiberglass, I suppose. It just flexes too much. And when you're going down the road, especially compared to the steel original, this flex is like mad. Like you can really just see it lifting at the front and just wobbling around. And here's looking a bit untouched since the last time I was under here. I was trying to suss out these hoses and how to route them because they're a bit... Well, for one, they weep. There's no gasket on those bolts there, they just thread it in. I do have that kit. So that being here. Annoyingly though, I think I ordered the wrong hose because I'm not getting that home very well at all. Or maybe it was one for Teflon where I haven't got the Teflon fittings. Proper big and chunky as well. And 10 I think they were. So these nylon rings here seal on there. So they need to be fitted at some point because I was getting annoyed with the fumes coming out. So this is a Escudaz Turbo / Fiesta Turbo separator. It is a nice bit of kit by Odd Kid Creations. Shout out to Jano, he's a bit of a wizard. And that's as far I've preached this a few times on the forums. It's the only way to do it really. You can't use an oil breather because it's not a breather, an oil catch can, because it just simply drops it in there. and you're losing oil from your engine into your catch can. Okay, you can take it off religiously and pour it back in, but that's track use. Doing that as a road car is just a bodge. You're meant to let it separate, plumb back in, which it does. So that one there, no, that's the, yeah, no, I thought it was power steering, is it? So that one there you can see, it goes around and it joins into the oil return on the turbo. Can you make that out? Not really. Oh, is that it there? There's too many bits and bobs in here. So that, you can just about make out the Y piece there. Just down there. So that actually joins up with the turbo drain and goes back into the sump like you're supposed to. And then you just let vapour come out. Which, if you wanted to be all environmentally friendly, you would then plumb the vapour chute into the intake pipe and it'd breathe it again. But we're not concerned. It's a bloody Capri from 1985, you know. There, I can see it there. That's better. So there's the Y piece. Just down there at the end of the colourful part and into the actual sump. Turbo's died a death. The last time I had a 1.8 in here while this was having a rebuilt head, and that 1.8, it suffered from very rich lean mixture, and it burnt a hole. I still haven't taken that engine apart, but it burnt a hole somewhere in the head. They do like to do that when they get hot, these C-Techs, and it let all the oil into the exhaust. In fact, there was a big sludge pool in the bottom of the collector on the merge in the manifold, so the turbo is really gunked up and a bit sad. I did try and clean it. I even put it for the bloody dishwasher, and it's a bit cruddy. So the turbo's kind of lethargic, even for what it is. So I don't feel like I want to bother with it anymore. I want a bit more of a spool, so I might go for something like a GT28, something like that. There you can make out my screamer pipe coming off this. Now, don't get me wrong, the turbo and the wastegate are both Chinese crap, but they've always worked, apart from the aforementioned, you know, oiling issue. So I think it's a 40mm or a 38mm wastegate there, coming straight off the merge, down into a screamer. Makes one hell of a noise. I love the noise this thing makes when it's got the wastegate open. It's so addictive. The trade-off there for me was I don't get flames out the back anymore, so less of a crowd pleasing proud moment, because they come underneath and unless someone's looking they're not going to see it, but you get all the noise in the cabin, you know. I did used to have it plumb back into the exhaust, which is what this blanked off piece here is. But yeah, screamer the way forward. It's also simple. It's just a simple pipe coming down, meeting the exhaust in a sort of cut fashion like that. So back to the breather setup. I'm going to get this hose off. It's going to come like this, come down, not this hose is crap, come round and then straight into there like that. So they kind of both go the same way, because right now it's so haphazard and it's so long it just looks stupid. Someone gave me the advice on the forums the other day to block off the air that goes to the oil cooler, because it's a bit cold to need it right now. And the temps didn't really come much above 80 on my last drive, which is too cool. Don't need that. Engine's happy, nice and happy enough. I'm not getting a decent charge from the alternator. Last time I run it, it wasn't really going over 12 and a half. It wasn't reaching 13, so that's annoying, because as you can see, that's quite new. Starter motor is the biggest issue this engine has at the minute, though. It is dead. It takes so long to start. You're just holding the button and then finally it goes okay, and then it starts turning the engine over. So it makes you really nervous to stop as well. So you stop at a petrol station, you're there half hour trying to get going again. We're windy today. I'm a bit worried the ball is going to come down on my head. Chucky's back in the car. Yeah, it's in a state. My Achilles heel is I'll get a car driving and roadworthy, and then I won't bloody touch it for a lot of the time, and I just keep driving it around, and then the problems mount up. So the biggest issue for me at the moment with this car is something to do with this. This is actually a second speedo that I've fitted because I tried to get it back to a sort of stable state. I reconnected up the original Ford plug that goes to the back of it, and ever since then I don't have brake lights, my indicators don't often work. Turning the car off, it doesn't turn off. I've got to pull a fuse, which is there. That's the ignition relay, which is also dicky. And the way it hangs down there, when you get out of the car, you kick it, it turns the engine off because it knocks the fuse out. So there's a few niggles regarding the electrics, and because of bloody 70s design, they all go through those clocks. It's not far off the way a Canberra system might work in a sense. It's stupid. So there's no easy way to go about that. I just got to get the dash out and start playing with it. I would start it now, but the battery's on 11.8 and I can't be asked to fight with that battle that I get with the starter motor. I'm being religious this time. It's not going back on the road, even though it's about to be taxed and MOT'd through the exemption. I'm not putting it back on the road until it's in a state where it's good enough. I've also then got to get on with all the painting. So you might say a third of the car's done. The tailgate, wing door, bonnet, front end, back end. But obviously these both rear quarters need painting. I want to get a bit of like plastic, like PPF type thing to go here, because that's original paint that it eats into the spoiler. And I don't want it to happen to my actual new paint. So back quarters, the roof, scuttle, a pillar, and then obviously the other wing and the other door. Now this happened at some point. If I can find the video, I'll chuck it in, where me and my missus had to go back to the dual carriageway to pick this up. It flew out and landed on the floor pretty bad. It is knackered. It's not connected here, it's just sitting there. So that's going to be welded up because I've had enough. All here is pretty sad. It's sad on the inside. That's actually coming through. It's not going in, it's coming out. So I'm going to weld up the roof. I'm scared to do it because I don't want to warp the roof. The roof is in good shape. It's not dented, nothing. So I'm going to have to take my time with that. And also not cop out and rivet it. And then obviously need a good skim of filler then and bloody painting along with the rest. So yeah, there's plenty to get on with, but it's got to be done soon enough, like this year, because it's supposed to be mine and Lisa's wedding car. And right now, that seems like a world away. Oh, actually, one more point to mention. Last point to mention is that. The elephant in the room that you can't even see. The diff I had welded up on this. Mistake. Don't do it. People just don't do it. It ruins the car. Oh, I just noticed how shit that jack's standing, look. That's sketchy. Yeah, it's fun for doing a skid, but then how often are you doing a bloody skid, you know? You're not often doing a skid. How often are you going into Tesco's? Much more often. You cannot get this to push run a corner, so the many times this thing's bloody broken down, you cannot push it unless you're going straight. So that's out your hands. If the road's not straight, you're fucked really, aren't you? So going on a corner with pushing this, you won't move it. I've had people help me and go, Christ, how's this so heavy? I said, it's not. It's the bloody diff. You can't move it because the wheels are locked together, which I will demonstrate. No, I won't put the handbrakes on. Bear with. Right. Demonstrate. One wheel, a turn. Oh, that's stiff. God, that's stiff. I might have a bit of a sticky handbrake situation there. As you can see, it's not standard drums, it is... I'm trying to remember now, the ST170 rear calipers? I think they are. Yeah, ST170. Which is ironic because the engine's out on ST170 and I've had two ST170s myself. Anyway, so diff needs to come out. I'm going to steal one off my dad's old Capri, which he doesn't use. And I need to fit that, so that's going to be bloody fun because I don't even know if they come out with the tank in place because that's quite tight. And the panhard's in the way. Oh, God. I've also never taken the diff out before, so that's going to be a lesson. Anyway, that about wraps up this little recap. I know where I am with the car-ish. Wiring, bit of mechanical work, and then a lot of paint. Alright, that'll do me. Cheers for watching. Nice little catch up.